I don't know if you guys know Franco D'Argone. He's the guy that basically started all the artistic feel of all the Cirque du Soleil. Okay, and he's got a couple of big shows in Vegas, and you know, the biggest that he did was a show called O, which beautiful, beautiful show. So we were thinking, I was thinking of doing a rock opera with him, where it would be amazing, and it was about a hero that we all have in us. You know, make it happen, help the people that are in trouble. Anyway, that was the idea. So while we were doing that, I got a CD from a close friend of mine, and she called me, says, Vito, I've got this artist, I think she's great, I need to know how you feel about it, you know. And I was already staying home at that time, you know. I was working with my wife, raising the children, you know. And it's funny, because I'm going to get to a point where you'll understand, I guess, is that I got the CD and I just put it on my kitchen counter. And for about a month, I was home. I started getting in the way of the wife. She has a certain structure, and I was away. So now I come in and I'm trying to fit in. How do I fit in? How do I make decisions? So I started making decisions a little more like my business. And that's when my wife, Susan, she came to me and said, look, there's a CD right there of a new artist. I'd like you to take it and get out of the house. So I said, okay, do you need any milk? I'll go buy some milk, you know. So I took the CD with me, and I got in my car, I drove around, you know. It took a while before she got her milk. I drove around and I started listening to it, and I heard this voice, and I fell in love with it, you know. And I knew she was young, and I heard some of the songs that she was writing. They were good things, but they weren't at the level that she should be. So I said, I think I could do this. You know, I think I could get back into it. Do I want to get back into it? You know, from flying private jets and high hotels and expensive, I have to say to myself, I have to start over. And I wanted to start over. And I hadn't met Kristina yet. I just had her music. So before I met Kristina, I talked to my family. And I said, look, what do you guys think? She's this, she's that. But it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take me away. I think they were happy. So they all agreed. They all supported me, my children and my wife. And they said, Vito, go for it. It's starting all over, I said. You know, it's going to cost money. It's going to take me away. It's fine. That's what you do. If you love it, go for it. That's when I made a phone call, and I called Kristina. And I wanted to meet her. And she came to the house. And she walks in, and I see a ball of fire, you know. Like, she knocks at the door, and she's like a ball of fire. It's like the smile. I said, oh my God, okay. She walked in, and we sat down in my kitchen, and I said, can you sing something for me, you know? And she just started singing a cappella. And that's when I knew I wanted to work with her, you know. I just needed to get her with the right people, so she could improve her writing, she could improve her technique, all that, you know. So without a contract, I shook her hand. I said, okay, I'll be your manager. This is going to be the way we're going to do the business, but I don't need a contract. In a week, we fly to Sweden, and we start writing songs with people that I knew. And she trusted me. I mean, no contract. For me, it was a bad thing, because if she could turn around and say, well, thank you and goodbye, you know. But I knew she wasn't that type of person. She's loyal, like I am to the people I work with. I love to create a team. That's what we did with Renee and Celine. It was Renee, myself, and Celine at the beginning. And then we created a big team, you know. So that's what I wanted to do with Kristina. And we started doing that in a way that I didn't even want to think too much about it. I just said, hey, next week we're going to Sweden. We're going to write, we're going to be there for 2 weeks. We're going to write a bunch of songs. Let's see what comes out of it. We did that, and actually, from there we went to New York. From New York we went to LA. And we pretty much did the first album, which in Montreal, in Canada, we had 2 number ones and 4 top 10 singles. Still didn't write it, we had still no contract. And that's great, you know, I think that's fantastic. So at one point, I spoke to her and I said, are you ready to sign? After I spent so much money, please? And she gave me no problems at all. She says, Vito, I put myself in your hands. You just make sure that I do what I love, you know, and I want to sing forever. And I'm in. Let's do what we have to do. We became partners. And and for her, I opened a record label because I didn't want to go to the majors or anything. So I opened my own record label, which is called Lupo One Production and Entertainment. And since then, we've been working together. Now we're working at a new album. We have this is our first single in England, which is getting, even though we don't have a lot of airplay yet, but we're getting a positive vibe, which is great because, you know, Kristina, I'm going to tell you, she's a real singer, okay? There's no fixing up, there's no editing 1,000 words so it sounds good. What you hear is what she sang, you know, and I love this, you know, about her. And she's been writing better and better songs. So I'm excited about that. So that's why I got into this with Kristina.